Hello gamers, hello noobs. For this game, I am with the man who you know very well if you watched the last video. The most shameless spy play that tournament that only my game can rival. Man who comes back only for tournaments and is so good that people draft him second round anyway. Insane VT, insane tourney record. You know him because he's there when winning needs to be done. Let's welcome Complex.
Thank you for the introduction, Pat. That last game was something. So let's see this game. Some really good players.
Yeah, this is a regular game, and we have Mayor and we have Manu.
And Artsy, I don't know much about Olong, and I don't know much about Nixon, but everyone else seems like they've played a lot of games. And
Yeah,
M1s are well underway. 1.2 seems very interesting.
yeah, I just started thinking about 1.3.
So if you look at like 1.2 makes Glorious confirmed res. So like 1.3 is sort of logical, but also adds nothing because that was already confirmed from M1s.
I think he should be, if he wanted to be like very, very correct, then he should be off picking Nixon with Mayor on
Yeah,
1.3. And then we see 1.4, which is okay. So last game that Mayer played, he was also 1.4, and he did 1.4 in a way that didn't claim any new info. He just mirrored a pick. So this
I feel
time,
like
I feel like he's claiming info.
he kills one team with that pick. He says that it's not like the two on pickers and Glorious are not all res with him, which I think is like a
Mhm.
pretty safe claim. Like as VT, that's a pick I would make pretty frequently.
And he's picking, and she's picking Manu. So there are two
That's
explanations for this pick. One, Rose just likes Manu, and that's why she unpicked the person she likes. And second is, hmm, I think it's just the first one, the
Yeah,
first
but like,
reason.
let's just go through M1s a bit. So it's like, so let's assume Mare is res and Glorious is confirmed res from M1s if M1s are good. We look at like Artsy says there's one in like Manu and Oolong. And then and then Mare off picks Oolong and Sad Nixon. I don't know. This doesn't really tell you very much. Like I feel like Glorious can pick anyone in R2 and Manu, Artsy and Manu. So it's like if they're PR
See,
and Mare.
you made a very good point. You know, if I think from Glorious POV about 1.4 rest teams, because we will see 1.4 on team anyway, then I think the better pick is an artsy.
Yeah,
If we assume that Mayor is rest, to then pick 3.1 without Mayor.
you know, I don't think. I think Manu's a legal pick. Like, I don't necessarily PR it, but I think it's like they had flexibility, and I think Artsy's like a slightly better pick. Like, we have slightly more teams together. But like, regardless, you're only having two ads, and I think like you're picking Manu being like Nixon and Oolong have an ad. So I don't think to Artsy added. I don't know, like that seems a bit strange. Like I feel like it's not going to succeed because if I'm Artsy, I
So,
think
uh,
if I'm RC and I'm VT, I think Glorious can pick me pretty safely if
mhm.
I'm the ad. And since they don't, and 1.4 says Oolong and Sad Nixon have one, it seems like I'm probably not res with Mare and Glorious.
I'm kind of curious that RC didn't accuse and kind of vibe with anti-Sax, Sad Nixon and Olong doing 1.1, 1.3 as two spies.
Yeah, also ironic that Nixon rejects Hammer.
Oh,
Gonna be a
wow.
deduction.
I
I
rejected
reject
because it was, oh, JK, that's misclick.
deduction. But yeah. Okay, so M2s kind of give nothing, and also I feel like the worst thing is when everyone adds to M2, and you're like pretty sure it's dirty, but you still have to pick it to like call the bluff.
Hmm.
I feel like some percentage of the time you just like ditch M1+1 when everyone adds. Because you're like it's probably dirty, but it's like you still have to pick it most of the time.
I think it's a high risk, high reward type of play. Because if M1+1 is indeed clean, and you pick something different, then the game is fucked. And you
Yeah.
and Merlin and people hate you. And you are flamed in tournament chat after the game.
I'm used to it. Okay, 3.1.
Jivix anti-Manu and Meyer. Oh,
I don't know. This seems like pretty weak. Yeah, that's what I expected.
Rose is Morgana.
Yeah, or I'm very likely that Merlin and Morgana were on that, and Percival, because like I didn't like the team, but I don't think it's bad enough to get 3 rejects. Like it has good M1s. It's like fine.
Well, it has good M1s. Besides 1.5. Oh, and Manu is picking crows. He's not picking bottom, which is interesting. I was thinking that he would pick bottom. And he would ignore 1.2.
I'm curious on your thoughts on this, like, because when I think of 1.5, I think of 1.5. It only needs to be correct if like M2 2.5 is res, but
Hmm. So I kind of think that Artsy looks res from Rose's POV, and Manu just has to choose it Olong and set Nixon, and while Olong repicked Nixon's pick, that means that Nixon is my res. Hence right hand side
yeah,
and Artsy. I think this is the reasoning. Or pick rejecting. Should.
yeah, I did not think that was gonna get apped. I thought Nixon, like, so that's interesting. Why does that get 3 apps and the first one get 1 app? I think like for spies and assassination. I hope this game goes to assassination.
Hmm.
Uh, would have to like really think about that.
He's picking M2. What is Nixon doing? He's rejecting
Why is this?
Hammer. And he's picking Nixon, and he's not even saying anything. And he voted instantly. If he approves this game, then this is very bad looking. Oh
we
dear.
both we both know apps. Like you don't pick a slam pick M2 to not app.
I think like he is. Alright, he saved his face just a little bit.
Eh. Honestly, if you're gonna pick M2, at least have the goal to app it. It's like, yeah, I apped it.
Yeah, if you want to be a clown, just you should make sure to put the red nose on your face as well.
I mean, if you're picking it, you're already a clown, so it's like too late for you. So if you're gonna be a clown, at least play the full, like play the part.
Oh, so Mayor Russ's left-hand side. Yeah, I mean, M3s so far are being so strange.
I mean, I think like from Merit POV, like 3.1 gets shit on. 3.2 is a useless pick for checked, and 3.3 is like an illegal pick.
I would prefer left-hand side and Rose over this, but I guess
I don't know.
1.5,
I don't know why Merit just getting absolutely shit on this game.
yeah,
Like,
should be left-hand side and Rose. Another pick, Rich. What are those people doing?
I don't think it's gonna be left inside and right.
I
Just
mean,
doesn't.
Oleg is a new player, and he sees M3s, and this guy probably thinks like, what the fuck is this game? Unless he's Merlin, and then he's like, what should I even pick here?
Good pick clean. It's like watch.
Left-hand side and Manu could be picked.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like that seems like a very likely team to me. I just think like Sad Nixon. Sad Nixon might be Morgana. Like I think Sad Nixon's a spy. Holy flip.
Bottom. Yeah, I was thinking about bottom 3.2, but wasn't picked.
If this is not clean, like if this is clean, oh well. But if this is not clean, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know how this gets picked. Like if I'm not Merlin, I'm just spying Sad Nixon, and like I don't really care if I'm wrong.
Yeah, what's funny is that Nixon actually got put on 3.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear. So two
If
most
Mer,
stylish people. Wait a second.
yep.
Okay. Why isn't 3.2 bottom then after Rose solo approves?
Because Nixon didn't want to pick clean. It's probably Nixon. It's either Olong to Nixon or Nixon to Olong.
But like, seriously, why isn't 3.2 bottom? It should be like the obvious pick. Don't you think so? You don't pick Mayor on
Yeah,
3.3, and Rose just did.
I don't
Picked
know.
3.1.
Like well, 3.1 is not even that bad of a pick. It just gets absolutely hated. Like I don't think it's a great pick, but it's also like it's not like an illegal pick. I would expect it to get more than 3 rejects. I'm putting my money on this.
Manu should definitely pick bottom on 3.2.
Oh wait, Glorious is Assassin.
And so why isn't left hand side picked? Why, if it's Oolong Percival and Mayor has rest left hand side?
I mean, it's probably just Olong Merlin. If I'm being like Olong sees the bad M1s
Mm-hmm.
and just picks 1.5. I think it's like the first bad M1 pick is like rarely
Like,
Merlin, but after that, it feels like sometimes they force themselves to pick bad M1s because they don't want to seem like they don't want to be Merlin so much.
is it Manu to Oolong, perhaps?
Manu off picks Mare, Sad Nixon, and Artsy. Mare off picked Sad Nixon and Olong. Also, Artsy pick reject. So there's multiple pick rejects. So Manu pick rejects 3.2 is Percy to Olong. Really? And Artsy pick rejects anti Nixon Mare.
What the hell is 3.3? Like, how is... So, one thing that Oolong is definitely PR for is putting Nixon on his pick.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I don't think anyone can res Nixon. I think Archie might, or Archie could also be Merlin. Like, cause I think so Nixon does 3.3, and then
Mm-hmm.
Archie decides to do 3.4 as like a pick reject, and that's like something that I think a lot of Merlins do is after they have like if they don't if like clean is unpickable, they'll just pick reject or pick some nonsense that they hope is rejected and to like signal to
Okay,
Percy.
but then you still have, if it's Oolong to Artsy, then it's surely being picked anti-Manu and Mayor with 1.2 over bottom.
Yeah.
And Oolong isn't
Yeah.
Percival to Nixon. It's
I
not
think
Percival
Olong
to
just
Artsy.
I think Olong has to die.
So, well, let's entertain this for just a moment. Oolong to Manu, because this is the last possible. The last possible. He rejects 3.1, I guess makes sense. He approves 3.4, which makes sense, I guess.
Actually,
But picks
why
bottom?
can't it why can't it be Olong to Artsy?
It can't be Oolong to Artsy because it assumes that he chose correctly in 50-50 and between Glorious and Manu on
Well,
3.5. After
well,
3.4, he knows he's picking Nixon. But
right.
but he also has 1.2, which
Artsy
just
off pick.
enhances, it just enhances. Like 1.1 was good. He could think like this. 1.1 was good.
I agree.
1.2 tells me Manu is a spy. I pick
Uh,
anti-Manu and Mayor.
but also like so Mare's off pick or Manu's off pick gives Olong nothing to go on. So he gets no info from M2 fail. He rejects 3 VTs. Uh, he apps the pick reject that Manu rejects. I don't know.
What is its artsy to Oolong? Because I was very surprised that artsy didn't accuse M1+1. So maybe it's because he saw Mayer off pick 1.4, but
Well, I think it's very likely VT. No, very likely Percival. Because it's like, if you're VT and I see that 1.5, I'm very likely to be like, nah, I don't want any of that. Like, I don't want to be like, why am I not picked?
wait, who are
But if
they
I'm
shooting
Percival,
actually for them? They are probably thinking. Oolong to Manu. Oh, so yeah, Mayer is actually considering the combo. Yeah, I think it's
okay,
Oolong or Oolong to Manu.
okay, so like all on the Manu. So Manu rejects. They only get one team off, which means they're still a 50-50. Like this all relies on Oolong choosing correctly in a 50-50.
So between the right hand side and Oolong, I think him choosing the 50-50 as Percival to Manu is way simpler. So he sees Zigzag rejected by Manu. That means Nixon is Raz, and he has to choose between Artsy and Glorious. And Artsy just picked rejected, and Glorious had a
Pick
solo
apps.
app. Yeah, and had a solo app.
I think that might be viable, but like I don't know. I just like I guess I guess maybe like in any world, two VTs have to reject 3.1. Like I'm just still not sure. Like what is so bad about 3.1? Like maybe I'm missing something.
Hmm, I really like Oolong to Manu. Who's Percival to Oolong? But the 1.3 as Percival to Manu is
I think
hilarious.
Sad Nixon. I think Sad Nixon is Percival to Oolong.
Ooh.
Like I think you kind of. I just kind of PR the repicking M2.
But then he's approving 3.2 and rejecting 3.1 as Percival to Oolong.
Perhaps, maybe not. Probably not.
I think, yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. I think
I
it's
think Manu has to be the Percival.
I think it's Manu to Oolong or Oolong to Manu.
I just like. I just don't buy. Like I think if it's Oolong to Manu, Oolong picks left hand side.
Not necessarily. I mean, Manu has been rejecting M4s, M3s all the time.
But why is Mare just picked on no missions? I guess that is something for Manu. Like 3.1 is 3 VTs. Manu gets on every mission. Mare gets on no mission. The one that they're on together, I know it's M2, gets 4 rejects.
Hmm. Maybe he liked 2.1.
I don't know.
And then it's okay, so Mayer has what combos?
I mean, you PR Oolong, so it's either.
Yeah, he thinks Mayer thinks it's Oolong to Manu. Huge. Okay, I'm gonna flip because I also buy that a lot.
Yeah, I kind of buy that, but I'm still like
It
not fully
explains the
there.
game perfectly. It just so Oolong likes 2.1. Oh, rejects 3.1, no Merlins. Approves 3.4 because it's Manu's team. Chooses Artsy over Rose because Rose had a solo app and Artsy did a pick reg. That Rose also approved, I guess.
I mean, but like, I guess it has to be Oolong to Manu, unless like I don't think like Manu Percival to Oolong particularly convincing. Like, why does Manu Merlin do 2.1? Like, what is he claiming? He's claiming no Mare, Nixon, and Artsy.
Hmm. I don't really understand Manu off picks. He does off pick MT very often.
Yeah, I know, but usually you can find some like reason why he doesn't like the team, or maybe he's just taking the 90% odds.
Can you? Can you actually find any reasoning? Like, for example, this time, Well, it's with good M1s. I guess he can
Yeah.
off-pick after 1.2. Maybe he's killing what?
No, I agree.
Anything
I agree with
was
it. I agree with Mayor's assessment of Olong Darcy. I agree with Glorious. I guess 3.1 you shoot Manu.
very good 3.1 actually. It gives so much information about the assassination since we have Olong Conf PR, and this 3.1 is so good. We are being called live.
Oh, sorry. I'd be right back.
It's all good. Olong to Manu is indeed perfect. Mayor, I know what you're thinking, man. And will we see the shot? Because Rose is happy to pull the trigger. I'm pretty sure that he will want to take a little bit more time. So it's Olong to Manu. No other combo. We chillin'. What I can say is that Part C was very surprising at accusing because he was thinking that Sad Nixon and Olong could be two spies. Well, it's possible for sure. I just think not very likely. Alright, we see Manu being killed. And is he Merlin? Because I can see like this be a very strange combination of. I don't think it's Nixon to Olong. Oh dear. Maybe he really is a VT. Just slamming the most insane clean. And we are about to see Manu die. Alright. And she pulls the trigger. Get your GMs in. We already have one prepared, but let's double sure. Okay. Rose, I am with you. I'm so nervous. Oh, alright, Rose. And we found it! Of course it was all on Manu. Yes! Yes! Alright. Thank you for watching and see you in the next game.